Hello, uh, my name is Ademola Adisa, and welcome to Demo in Diaspora. Demo in Diaspora is a program that we discuss on issues about Africa in general and Nigeria in particular. In today's episode, we shall be evaluating the strike on terror by Donald Trump and America on Christmas Day in the northwest part of Nigeria. What are the objectives? Are these objectives achieved? And what are the cooperations that are had between Nigeria and America? And is the narrative of the attack justified, or is it in line? And what is the level of acceptance and of this delivery of this episode of this strike on by Nigerians, and how is this viewed by the international community and religious community all over the world? So we shall look at the what is achieved, what needs to be done, and what is best, what in best place of lessons that we achieve on it, and so that we know how forward Nigeria can go in cooperations with America. So thank you. Welcome. Please subscribe, comment, like, and share. And we will certainly like you to appreciate us with our sharing and letting everybody know. We will try our best to make sure that we provide you the best analysis on issues. Now, let's start. Where how did this happen? We need to look at the timeline about these issues about before the strike. As far back as October 2025, U.S. designates Nigeria as a country of particular concern over alleged religious persecution. This was the justification that America and Donald Trump have instigate on the need to intervene in the insecurity that is going on in Nigeria, and that is where it designates Nigeria as a country of particular concern in line with United States legislation. However, in November 2025 as well, Trump threatened to intervene gun ablazing if Nigeria doesn't stop these killings of religious, basically based on Christians, that the Muslims are killing Christians in Nigeria, and that if Nigeria government doesn't stop it, it will come gun ablazing. And actually, on Christmas Day, December 2025, he lived up to his pledge of going gun ablazing. However, we will look deeply into this, and even though the objectives and the understanding of Nigerian government with America and with Donald Trump was quite different from the objective, because the government of Nigeria believe that Donald Trump is trying to assist in Nigeria to tackle with all this insecurity once and for all. But is this so? And has it achieved the objective? So the question of framing it as a religious issues was totally and seriously denied by Nigerian government. And in the light of this, Nigerian government on the Christmas Day, when Donald Trump ordered the strikes of Nigeria from the coast of Guinea, at the coast of Guinea by the U.S. naval ship, that they sent 16 missiles into Nigerian territory, an issue that is the first of its kind in Nigeria history. Other than the British, when Lagos was being colonized with gunboat diplomacy at that time, when Lagos was subdued by the British, no other country has ever instigate or have any military attack on Nigeria. Even though this was said, it was consented by the Nigeria government at the time, but in cooperation. But is this so? We will look at it and see how is Nigeria really gives action to it, or they were pressed into accepting it. And on on the Christmas Day, Donald Trump's broadcast to American public through his Truth forum, his Twitter, he said, "Tonight, at my direction as Commander-in-Chief of the United States, the Commander-in-Chief, the United States launched a powerful and deadly strike against ISIS terrorists. ISIS terrorists comes in northwest Nigeria, who have been targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians at levels not seen for many years and even centuries." That is the phrases of Donald Trump, quoted by as his address and broadcast that he authorized the attack on northwest part of Nigeria and specifically on Sokoto. And Sokoto, as you know, is the birthplace of Islam in Nigeria. Is where Uthman Dafodo, the founder of Islam, was started his jihad, and it was known as the headquarters of Nigerian Muslims. So, but is this so? And this narrative by Nigeria government came out in their own that the position, they said the operation of the strike was approved by and coordinated with Nigeria's government. They also agreed that all communities, regardless of religious persuasion, are affected by terror in Nigeria, and not peculiarly to only the Christians. Attribution. They also say attribution of violence to religion, fuel narratives of division and hate. They categorically denied and this allegation of categorizing insecurity or terror attack in Nigeria basically on Christians alone, that this affects both Muslim and Christian, and they expect that the narration of tagging it as a Christian or as a religious issue will not help Nigeria, but only we aggravate and attribute hatred and division in Nigeria. Now, let's look at each of these statements particularly. The religious framing is only emphasized slaughtering of Christians as the justification for the strike. This risks sectarian narrative, distortion in Nigeria. This is dangerous. It can only fuel further sectarian division. Nigeria, though we have problem, but religions division will be a much more serious issue to tackle with. It's also a decisive tone by America, by Donald Trump. He has in his position, he has made it clear in his position by utterances like hell to pay, deadly strike, perfect strike. This are not diplomatic or cooperative word that is expected of a person that of the government, of any government. So it signals arrogant and signals of willingness to act unilaterally without taking cognizance and respect of the government of Nigeria. This is a very dangerous precedent, and is also a question about our sovereignty. celebratory language like Merry Christmas to all, including the dead terrorists. This is inflammatory. It's politically provocative and may also alienate allies. Our allies are not just both Muslim and Christian all over the world. We have Muslim government and Christian government all over the world that are assisting us and supporting us in fight against terror and banditry. Classifying this as basically a Muslim issue will not help Nigeria. It can only alienate Nigeria and make decisions much more difficult. Nigeria government, even though acknowledge the strike as respecting sovereignty and international law, they rejected Trump's religious framing, stating the violence affects both Muslim and Christian. These terrorists and bandits affect both Muslim and Christian. They even kill more Muslims than Christians. Even the proportion of Christian in the north, when you look at proportionally, proportionally is skewed more against Christian than Muslim. But when you talk of numbers, there are more Muslims that were killed, but in proportion to the population of Christian in the north, is very, very much more it affects more Christians in that way than the Muslims. It's also the government also emphasized structural cooperation, not unilateral action, which means the government identified that the utterances was not something that is sanctioned, approved, or agreed with by the Nigerian government. And this is a development that we need to look at and see how it can be sorted out. Hello, thank you. And as I said, Nigeria, we are now let's continue to evaluate the claims of America's strike on Nigeria. How successful was it, and where was the impact of this attack? According to U.S. and the United States government, as well as Nigeria government, the official statements were that confirmed the attack, and also that the military, but the imagery of the outcome of the attack that was only visible was only on the U.S. warship that was firing the missile into the northwest part of Nigeria, specifically Sokoto. And also, the use of cruise missiles was confirmed, but the impact on militants were not cleared. Also, there are multiple, they also claim that multiple militants or terrorists were killed. We don't have any evidence of this, according to their claim. The operation was also, I said it was confirmed and approved by Nigerian government, and this was also substantiated by Nigerian Foreign Affairs Minister, who also confirmed that it was contacted by the United States Secretary of State, and also he conveyed the message to the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who he said confirmed that it sanctioned and approved the strike on the terrorist target. But was this mutual? Was this a pre-arranged, or it just was cornered and he has, or the president have no choice but just to sanction the attack? But there was no independent organizations, the non-government organizations and the United Nations were only able to quote the narration of the US and Nigeria governments. There was no open source geolocation of the strike, and also impact of the strike were not made available. There's yet to be verification on the forensic site and inspection of the site for independently to be confirmed other than from the statement of United States and the Nigerian government. Material assessments also were not made available, and because there was no access to the site, and also displacements reports were not cleared. There was no evidence of who were displaced, and how, and for them, the humanitarian organization to have access to the sites where the strike, where the missiles were located. Also, the consent of government were not clear. If the government actually give consent, there was no publications or legal consent that was legal consent in document form or in memo, or that was never made published, and this called into question the transparency of such an operation. Likewise, we also now want to know, is U.S. strike in Nigeria, is this, what are the claims? Let's now assess the claim. The official evidence, official claims and evidence, there was a strike off the coast of Guinea. This were confirmed, but it also said it was an attack on ISIS. This is plausible, but it's not verifiable. The casualties, the officials say there are multiple militant killed. We are yet to be provided the evidence of these multiple militants that were killed. No official presentation and is not verified in any form. The footage of the footage that were provided by Pentagon or the Department of War was only released a military video of the warship firing missiles. Other than that, there's nothing else that was shown if there was the actual site place of impact, and all these were only taken at the face value. Nigerian consent, was it achieved? Was this what the Nigerian government was giving ahead, and is the operation coordinated and done and jointly planned and executed with Nigerian military? This is very, very much unclear, and there was no documentation to confirm that Nigerian give approval for the strike to be for the strike at all in any form. This we also need to know this narration of Christmas Day strike on Sokoto. How far? Since 25th, this is almost a week after the attack. Nigeria is still waiting for clarification on the impact assessment and attainment of objective. The objective was to, according to Donald Trump, was to eliminate a great number of militants that he claimed were attacking or genocide or killing Christians in the northern part of Nigeria. So even though the U.S. conducted the precision strike on what is called ISIS-linked camps in Sokoto State on the 25th, and also shortly after, President Trump, as we said earlier on, announced operation of social on his social platform Truth and call it powerful and deadly. Is it really powerful and deadly? Of course, there are so serious impact felt, but how deadly is it? Yes, it's powerful, but how deadly is it? This is not clear yet. Also, by the Christmas Boxing Day on the 26th, Nigerian Foreign Ministry confirmed the strike as precision hit, and say also that the operations was approved by the government, by Abuja. Is it all these are taken on its face value? There is no evidence that this was actually a mutual agreement before the strike was initiated. Up to now, up to 26 and 27, U.S. African Command also and the Pentagon or Department of War released limited operational details and saying that multiple militants were killed, but actually there is no evidence to show that multiple militants were killed in any form. And on the up to now, officials also say that the Nigerian government also confirmed that there is a joint strike, and also that intelligence sharing with the U.S. government. But up to now, there is no independent verifications of this by non-governmental organization. All the information that we have so far were from the government itself. And how verifiable are these? And we always in the mid. Okay, so hold on a minute. So let's evaluate critically what this means for the credibility of the operation, what the lack of clarity and confirmation or independent verification from what does it mean for the credibility of the claim of the death of those militants, as it actually delivers its objective. Are all the militants eliminated, exterminated, or obliterated as expected by Donald Trump and the U.S. government? Bearing in mind the official yes, there was official confirmation, but even the official confirmation was not. We have official confirmation by the United States government as well as Nigeria government, even when there are contrast objectives that was expressed by both Nigeria and United States government. There was no independent verification, which made the credibility of the claim very, very low. Casualty numbers were absent, and there is no number of casualty or identification of key terrorist personnel or key terrorist leaders that were eliminated in this. So the credibility of the claim and attainment of objective of that strike was also low in that way. So the imagery and footage were also absent. Lack of this imagery, even from satellites, which is unlike American government, they will have give us a empirical and verifiable evidence of the strike, impact of the strike, and the devastation that is caused on the terrorists and the bandit as claimed by Donald Trump and the Nigerian government. The local also confirmation was absent. Nobody is able to verify and see. The only thing that was being verified by the local is some munitions or some fragments of the missiles that landed in areas that are even far, far off from the site of the strike. All this give a serious doubt about the credibility. How? What exactly went wrong? And how can this be be done better in the future? How can this be jointly planned and done by with Nigerian government and the United States government? It seems that the United States government only go solo and use their might and also to foster and just go gun a blazing as Donald Trump has promised. But does he achieve his objective? I doubt it. Let's look at what should have done. Both governments should have worked hand in hand and plan ahead for pre-operations, during operation, and also post-operation activities that should have been done. Especially what we find eventually is that even after the attack, it's only assisted the Trump because it was not in the impact. It was not fed by the terrorists as expected by the United States government. So it's only dispersed them. And most of them are even go to areas that are generally good, where the security are much better, where there is most peaceful. And dispersing these terrorists can only escalate situation. The government should have gathered enough intelligence, also ensure that the communities, when the operations will not affect the communities adversely, that innocent people will not be affected. The opposition party also need to be consider actions about how because they need to share as much information as possible. If this is done in America, they will not ignore the opposition party. They will still inform the opposition party, and issue of national interest is supposed to be agreed upon by all Nigerians, irrespective of your political affiliation. The Nigerian military should have been taken along, and they will have also assisted in the post-strike clearance, and they will have secured the place and make sure that they are verified. All these claims that we are unable to verify they will have able to verify it, and also they will be able to mop up all the remnants of the militants that were not killed, or so that they cannot escape or they get them arrested. The medias also should have been well coordinated. There should have been briefing for Nigerians immediately after the strike to also express the objectives and also whatever is achieved. And up to now, for a week into the strike, and not to have a verifiable assessment and to the public is not good enough. I hope the future operation will also consider involving as America should try and encourage and assist Nigeria to do the operations. They can give Nigerians the intelligence sharing and also give them technical support and also give them training, and also they can also give us selective kinetic support. Firing the missiles is not a problem, but without local boots on the ground to follow up, allow the terrorists to escape, or even not able to read the precise location. The, the real center of terror in the Northwest is not in Sokoto, it's in Zamfara and Kebbi. Within Zamfara, Kebbi, and Kabila, mostly on Zamfara State. So going into Sokoto is not really the center of gravity of terrorist activity in the Northwest. And this is a misconception. If the local military, the government and the military, Nigerian military, has been taken along, they will have been able to achieve more success. Also, this disperse of these terrorists to neighboring states, to neighboring countries. It should have been a joint operation and support from ECOWAS and African Union, so that when all this operation is done, it should see as a collective responsibility, a collective action in eliminating terror in Africa and West Africa, and it's not just a Nigeria issue. It's an African issue. It's a world issue. This terrorist is after the effect of the American and the West invasion of Libya and the elimination or removal of Gaddafi, as well as their operation in Somalia. All these are after effects that is boomeranging all over the rest of Africa. And this should be jointly done. All this, there should be joint cooperation together, a framework, even with African Union, and also regional coordination, as all the sovereignty of the participating countries need to be respected. They need to be carried along. And because some of these terrorists now escaping into Niger, so means that Nigeria was unable to pursue them. But if they were carried along Nigerian government or the Sahel state along with it, they will have also be able to do a counter action to forestall and the escape of all these terrorists. Also, we need to make sure that our borders, for example, in Cameroon, some of them are taken to Cameroon, they are going to go into Chad, and all these borders should have been secured by our border agencies as well to forestall the escape of these terrorists. Nigeria needs support. Nigeria will appreciate American support, but America need to respect Nigeria's sovereignty. We need to respect and cooperate with Nigerian military. Going solo, going out, gun a-blazing, and thinking they can do it on its own will never be a solution to Nigerian military problem. The issue about Nigerian insecurity is not a one issue. It's not a one factor issue. It's not. Yes, religion is a factor, but it's not the only factor. There are multifaceted issues that are causing insecurity or banditry or terrorism in Nigeria, and this need to be addressed jointly in order to have a full and a solution to Nigerian problem. America, in any future operation and any future attack, need to take Nigerian military along. Thank you very much. Please, we implore you to please subscribe to this channel, share this video, and please like, comment, and give us all your support. Thank you, and God bless you all. I'll see you in the next video.